رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما. اللهم رب اشرح لنا صدورنا ويسر لنا أمورنا واحلل عقدة من ألسنتنا يفقهوا أقوالنا. وصلى الله على Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa baraka wa sallam. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Alhamdulillah, we thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most gracious, the most merciful. Salawat and salam to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alhamdulillah, I would say today is a very, I would say a very blessing day where we have the opportunity not only to listen what I call to Dr. Nurulmi, but also today is actually our first talk on the TED Talk organized by TTO, IIUM Kuantan, RMC, and then we're also collaborating with the library of IIUM. So this is a project of a collaboration between three offices. So I would say that this TED Talk will be the first session that we are going to have, and we are going to make this continuously, inshallah, every month to have what I call our speakers from various backgrounds. Today we have Dr. Nurulmi, okay, from Space In and USM. So Dr. Nurulmi Amelia Ismail is an individual who features the worlds of academia and entrepreneurship with a strong foundation as an academic. She has also made remarkable strides as an entrepreneur in the field of space technology and engineering. Nurulmi began her professional journey as a lecturer at USM, where she honed her expertise and passion for teaching. After a successful academic career spanning over 11 years, she ventured into the realm of entrepreneurship at Space In Sdn Bhd. As the CEO of Space In, Nurulmi spearheads the development of satellite IoT technology, striving to connect IoT devices in remote areas. Nurulmi's strong business combined with a deep understanding of space technology has helped elevate Space In to a prominent position within the industry. Alongside her entrepreneur endeavors, Nurulmi actively engaged in space outreach programs, acting as the point contact for Malaysia in the University Space Engineering Consortium UNISEC. She also co-founded and previously held the position of President of Malaysia Space Initiative MISI, an influential NGO. Moreover, she recently accepted a role as a mentor in the esteemed Space for Women mentorship program organized by the United Nations Office of Outer Space Affairs. Driven by her vision to revive Malaysia's presence in the space race, Nurulmi is dedicated to empowering the younger generation, particularly women, within the space industry. Her seamless blend to embark on their own journeys of discovery and innovation. And with us today, Dr. Nurulmi will be sharing with us a very, I would say, a very important topics for the beginning of the TTO, because Dr. Nurulmi, we just established our TTO before TTO office in June. It's a rebranding from the INC, Innovation and Commercialization Unit. So today, Dr. Nurulmi is actually going to share with us her own experience, her own journey in regards to the challenges and opportunities in the formation of startup and spin-offs. So, Dr. Nurulmi, we pass to you.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. First and foremost, thank you, Hafiz, and also the Technology Transfer Office, IIUM, for inviting me. I'm actually still new in this entrepreneurship journey, but I think a few things that I can share with others, especially on the challenges, because Space In is the first among the first group of a spin-off company in University Science Malaysia. A bit on the company itself. It was incorporated in November 2020 during COVID time. And during that time, I think our CIC office, the commercial office, looking for a new batch or a first batch of companies that they can spin off from the research to the commercializations. And during that time, actually, Space is not in the list, but I already ventured to this entrepreneurship, not from this 2020, actually before that. We do all the commercializations for a few products, which is I will show you after this. Then I think that we have to do something. We have to have a company in order to scale up and also to push this product to the market. And that's the reason why I'm contacting our commercial office and asking whether I can be one of the candidates to pitch to them. And after that, they accept me, and the rest is history. And now for the Space In actually started for enterprise before we go move to the Sdn Bhd. And this enterprise is actually formed by my student, postgraduate student during that time. And because we have a few activities, I'm so active in lots of activities outside the research and also outside the class. And we have this that we're thinking that this is something that we can make money, we can generate income from there. Then I asked my student to help me, and we start doing certain things like high-altitude balloon, and we commercialize on that. But when the offer to have a spin-off from university, and I offer myself to be one of them, this is that I can say a stepping stone to scale up or to go further in this entrepreneurship journey. And during that time, we just had one engineer and do lots of things. But now we can see that our talent is, we have 5 engineers, we have a few admins, executive, and we have to redefine back what is our business nature. So now we are focusing on the small satellite research, development, and manufacturing, but at the same time, a bit on the space educations. And we are in the stage of fundraising in the seed level. And hopefully we can get our first investment after we launch our first satellite. And when we talk about Space In, people ask what actually our direction for the Space In. When we are creating this product and we are marketing this product, what we are going to. And we see that in the market itself, there is one area that is still uncovered or is still in infancy, which is on the equatorial itself. So we are thinking that we can create an equatorial economy which can improve the productivity and life using satellite. And also at the same time, we want to inspire the next generation because I'm in academia and I still have, I still love teaching. I still want to coach young minds, and this is part of what we are doing in Space In. For our visions, of course, we want to create the equatorial economy. It sounds that so big, but this is part what we are trying to do, which is to improve the productivity and others. At the same time, we want to provide a low-cost space access platform. For time being, we are using a small satellite called Pocket Cube, and we are going to focusing on the Asian community and also equatorial countries, and also we want to have something that more than inspiring people. This is the directors or founding team, me, myself as CEO, and also we have another technology expert. And Awatif is actually my student since undergraduate, now doing PhD and also being a part-time and being an operation manager with the Space In. So what I'm going to cover for this talk is more on the journey and experience during developing Space In. And maybe we can have a few question and answer after that. And maybe my experience will be different from others, or maybe the same. So feel free to maybe after finish this talk, maybe we can share together also what your experience that maybe can help me also in building this company. And the first and foremost, when we are having a startup and also spin off from the research, we want to see on the university ecosystem itself. So we are the first batch. So what I'm sharing you is honest sharing, hopefully, and not to blame University of Science Malaysia if anything that not really good, but maybe can be we can say that we can take example and improve from there. So we are the first batch, space in the first batch of spin-off company in University of Science Malaysia. Of course, the ecosystem during that time is still new for us. So we are somehow become like a guinea pig, which is try and error for lots of things. But at the same time, because we are thinking that we need to give back to university, so we are willingly to experiment ourselves also to see whether this ecosystem for the entrepreneurs can be built in university. So when I become a spin-off company, when Space In became a spin-off company, what ecosystem that already have in university actually help us in developing our product. So sometimes people ask me whether your product is already commercialized before you coming from this for the Space In. Some of products is already commercialized. Some of the product is actually after we form Space In. So you have to look on the capability of your company in building the product in the ecosystem, in the environment that you are producing the product. So for me, building a satellite, of course, we need lab facilities. If we are going outside university, meaning that we have to look our own clean room, our own testing area, which is at the beginning, having a company is not really a good investment for you yet. So the ecosystem of university really help us in providing us on the facility side. And also at the same time, the most important is on the intellectual properties, because anywhere when I go pitching and also meeting investor, the first thing they ask is who owns this product. So you need really to have a really clear agreement between company and also university who actually own this product, or you get the technology licensing, get all the document for you to help you actually when you are talking to investor or talking to the funder. So intellectual property is very important. At the same time, you have to look how actually this your company will be scaled up or moving further. So some circumstances or some conditions it's okay for the investor that you not really own the IP, but you have been licensed to use the IP. And the most important, you are the sole user, or you are the one that will use this IP more than 10 years, or it depends on your product. But at the same time, you also have to look how your own company also can make your own IP. This is for your company to get more valuations. If you are looking for the investment, this is also things that is very important. So you giving back to your university, at the same time, you have to look how you're going to sustain the business. This is two things need to be balanced. And I think some of the owner of a spin-off company not really look into it, because they think that, okay, I'm a lecturer, then I use this IP, it should be fine. But you never know that your company will become a very big one, and also that at that time, maybe what you need is a very high valuation to get more investment. And IP is one of the contribution to get a very good valuation for your company. And the other thing, when you are in the university ecosystems, you can access to the expertise in the university easily, and also other university from your friends or lecturer friends or others. So this is also help Space In to grow, because we have very young engineers working with us. At the same time, we need expertise to guide them. So when I have access to the lecturers from EE, from UITM, from other university, it's easy for me actually to help these engineers to learn more and also to develop the product. At the same time, also, we have access to resources. Some of the material or some of the things that we can't really buy because it's expensive, university actually helping us to access all for these resources. And another things that I'm very blessed that Space in university, because we got this student pool, but not really as for Space In, they are not really as a staff or workers for Space In, but helping us in other program or for other products like Cancer Kit for Education, where we need tutor, we need facilitators, and this is coming from the student. At the same time, student also learn much from our engineers, and also learn from what they have done during any program together with Space In. So university ecosystem is very important, and for university itself, you have to look how actually you can help the spin off the startup to grow. This is very important. And other than lab facilities, expertise, the legal also, on the legal side, we have to see that this is very important too. We know that for the early startup, maybe this is quite expensive to hire a lawyer or any legal firm to make a certain documents. So university have to look how actually you can help the startup to have this kind of services. For us in early stage, Space In, we are really struggling on the legal side. And during that time also, USM not really giving a service on the legal side, because they said that, okay, you have to source that by yourself. We're not going to help in terms of this, because the university already have lots of things to do for the legal. So if you have another thing that you request from the legal, is something that you add more burden to them. So at the early stage, we doing our own term and condition and other things, but still that's not really a good one. So we still have to look for the legal side. I asked from my lawyer friends to help me to prepare certain document. So this is the things that very important, but not really the owner of, or the founder is not really taking care of this importance of legal document for the company. And if you go for the certain funding, also you need to go for the due diligence and other things. So maybe the legal document is very important, and you need somebody to look on that too. So take note that legal is very important, but it's really, really difficult for the early startup to get access to the services. So we have to think how actually we can help startup on the legal side. So that's on the university ecosystem, and also on the entrepreneurial support. For us, we started having our own office in our own lab, Space Lab. So we divide the lab two parts. One part is for the Space In's office, another part for the lab itself. And we managed to be there around 1.5 years, but because we are growing, so we can't really be there forever. During that time, I'm blessed that USM now providing us an office, but this is supposed to be hot desk, meaning that you can go there, you not permanently to be at the table, but because we are the only one that use these facilities, so and we pay a certain amount of rental, so we are now actually, I can say that, occupied for this office until the next person or the next company comes and share together with us. So we have our own office. It's good for university to have these incubators where they can place certain people there to run the operation for the company. But I can see that not so many spin-off of USM actually having a permanent staff. So some of them is still using student to run a few things. That's the reason why they don't really need the office to support on the operational. But for Space In, because we have permanent staff, we have lots of engineer to do the work, so we really need this permanent office. And at the same time, in terms of funding, when I'm starting for Space In, when I pitch, actually we are pitching for the seed funding also. For our case, USM own 20% of Space In, the rest is mine, and you have to have a certain capital to start the company. And this is actually make some of the lecturer think twice whether they want to have the company or not, because you have to put your own money. Of course, if you are really serious in doing business, you have to put your own money to show your seriousness and to push the operational of your company. So for Space In, our capital is quite big. We have 200,000 capital, RM 200,000 capital, because we are having a very, for the satellite development, we're thinking that this is a substantial amount for us to start the company. And 20% from them is coming from USM. So you can see that because we also building a hardware, meaning that we need more staff to work with us. This is where all the OPEX goes. And you have to think that where you can get the funding to sustain this business, especially to pay the salary of the engineers. And for and again, back to the office, we're supposed to start lean. And this is where people keep asking me where I have such amount of engineers working for Space In. There's difference between software and hardware manufacturing, and also for this satellite itself is actually integration of a few subsystems. So you need a few people with different background to work together. That's the reason why we have more engineers to work for the satellite. And also on the policy and regulation side, make sure that the university help us on the policy and regulations, and depends on what kind of services or product that you are actually sell. So this is part of where university also will play a role to help you in terms on the policy and regulations. So on the entrepreneur support, this is very important also for university to support, and also for the founder itself to find their own support from others, not only from university. This is what I'm done because I'm thinking that university can't really focusing only on you. They have a few startup to look forward to. That's the reason why you yourself need to get support from others. The best that you can do is maybe you go for the accelerator program, or maybe you go for any other venture capital that can help you, or maybe in Penang itself, we have Penang Digital Penang who helping start up. So you need to be active more in engaging with the local startup incubator or any other that can help you on your entrepreneur journey. So having a company inside university doesn't mean that you only get help from university. You need to get help from other agencies too, and also other people, so that you can grow, and also you can push forward all the products so that you can be sustained in the future. And also when I'm starting having Space In, I'm actually spin off from my research on satellite itself, but for education. At the same time, having business meaning that it's not you not only sell the product, get some amount for the KPI, but you have to think how you can grow your business. This is very important because you don't want to be stuck in one level. You need to be the company need to be grow. At the same time, you hiring people also need to grow. So meaning that you have to grow together with your staff and also your company. But it's important to identify the opportunity how to help you grow. And of course, you can start from your product, from your research or others. And also at the beginning, you may find that you have this self-doubt. This has happened to me. I having this self-doubt because thinking that, can I make a satellite? Can I launch the satellite? Or I just stick with my product, which is for education only. And this is a very big challenges for most of the founder, whether they're thinking that they can do or not, especially we are academia. Sometimes we think that we are born to teach, we are born to do the research, but somehow we are in this entrepreneurship journey, and you are thinking that you can do that, or you need some help to do that. So this is actually things that you have to really think before you want to move forward in this entrepreneurship journey. And also to be entrepreneur, of course, you need to have this entrepreneurship mindset. And yes, you are academia, but please read more also on the entrepreneurship part and how you can be a good entrepreneur and how you can actually have this kind of mindset. Otherwise, you can't really grow, and also it's very difficult for you, and you feel that you're going to stuck somewhere and you're not going to proceed more for this entrepreneurship journey. So, and at the same time, when you identify the opportunity, this is where you can have another friends maybe that already in the as entrepreneurs to work together with you, because they maybe can see the different view or different world in the business area. And for you, you are coming from the academia, you just about to enter this business world. So identify opportunity, also asking others to help you to look what kind of opportunity outside this academia world. So this is also one of the important things. And people have a product, but sometimes they don't really have a business plan. This is always happen, especially for the researcher. They know that they think that their product is good, but they don't really have the business plan, and they don't really know how to push this product to the market. For me, myself, I'm actually started learn about a business started in one of the program. We call that Kenya program, Hazanah program. Previously in 2017, when this is the first time I saw business model canvas or BMC. So from there, I learned more on how actually we want to plan our business. We have to know what kind of channel, what kind who is our customer, and other things. So learning about business is so important. And from there, actually, we know, and from the experience also, by year, you will improve your business plan based on the experience that you go through within your entrepreneurship journey. And I urge that everyone to involve in accelerator program. Accelerator program, normally they have like 1 month, 2 months of learning how to be a businessman, how to do the marketing and other things. And I learned from there. When I started having this company, the first accelerator program that I actually applied is on the Superb Teraju. So I got the place for this accelerator program, and Teraju actually the first agency that teach me how to pitch, how to look for the market, and lots of things that I learned from Teraju Accelerator program itself. And from there, I do the market research also, because I've been taught how to do the market research, and also having the experience in the industry, and then we meeting a potential customers, and all these things is part of the market research that we can do. So business plan is very important. Learn from the expert if you can. Then from there, you will see more how actually you can grow this business, and you need to have your exit plan also. If you doesn't know your business plan, meaning that you can't really know when actually you will exit for the business. But at the same time also, don't really afraid to change plan. This we call pivot. So some of the things that actually for Space In, we are not really doing this thing for now, but previously we doing that thing. So there is certain thing that we are actually pivot in order for us to be more sustained in this entrepreneurship journey. So this is our product. We started with CanSat Kit for Education. You can see here, CanSat Kit for Education. Sorry. And this is coming from a grant, from the internal grant. Then I got PRGS for CanSat Kit. And we spin off. This is the research that we spin off to have space in Sendirian Berhad for University Science Malaysia. And this CanSat Kit for Education have been used for a few competitions in Malaysia. The biggest one last year we used for this Tech Olympic, and it generate income for us. And I think this is among the main income for us last year, which is helping us to sustain the business for Space In last year. So then at the same time, we actually having this high altitude platform services, and or we call that hub. Hub actually started earlier than CanSat Kit for Education, because it started from the class actually. This is my class project for high altitude platform. And from the class project, every year I learn how to improve the operation to launch this balloon and to have some kind of services. And now I can say that we are the only company that can provide these services safely, and we are recognized by CAAM to run this operation. And we even given area for us to run this kind of activities. And we have this one of the experience that we got from high altitude platform services, because we are good with the services. One of the client went to get approval from CAM, but CAM said that you should go to Space In. So they recommend us instead of giving approval, because Space In knows almost everything, and on the safety part, they are already experienced on that. And currently for these services, we also have insurance to insure the activities. So this is very important. I can see the improvement from nothing, from zero to something for this high altitude platform services. But having this only product is not really sustained for us. So that's the reason why I'm thinking what another product that we actually can do so that we can sustain this business and we can grow and expand and also scale up. So thinking of that, because we have the same, I can say that Cansite Kit for Education, higher tutor platform services, having the same system like satellite. So thinking of that, we go for satellite development. But satellite development, people knows that it's very expensive because there's incurred of the development, launch, insurance, and other things. And for us, how actually we, a small company, can start making a satellite without burning our pocket. So during last 2 years, actually, I went to a conference on the small satellite. And one of the satellite that started to popular is Pocket Cube. And I'm looking on the Pocket Cube itself and study what can this Pocket Cube doing for the commercializations. And also I'm looking on the market in Malaysia. What is the best for us to touch or to do business related to this satellite? And one of the services that we are thinking that can be a good one for Pocket Cube size is IoT. It's a low-hanging fruit industry. I can say that we know that certain area people can't adopt IoT because of connectivity. So this is the best one that we can do. We can have a very small satellite, connect all devices and send back all this data to the users. So that's the reason why we also look on the development of the Pocket Cube. We're thinking that we can make constellation because we already reduce the cost and also reduce the launch cost, meaning that it is something that for the small company afford to do that. So this is where it's very important. You have to look on the possibility whether this product can be scaled up. Do you have the capability of doing that before you proceed to produce that kind of product? And you see that at the same time, satellite manufacturing trend is getting smaller. So we are jump into the trends. Jumping into the trend is also part of the things that you can do. But at the same time, you have to look whether you are capable enough to join this kind of trends. But make sure that there is business can be providing with this kind of trends. So for the satellite, you can see it's so small. You can just hold that. We call that in the pico size. Pico size 0.1 to 1 kilogram. So we go for this kind of satellite. And this Pocket Cube, we also look on how easy this satellite can be launched to the orbit. So there's a few companies that provide a deployer, we call that. So one of them is Alba Orbital. So this is very important, and this is maybe can for you, for your own product, it comes from your networking on your research, and also maybe networking from others. And for me, having this Alba Orbital to be part of our development is very crucial, because once we develop this satellite, we need to launch the satellite. So Alba Orbital is one of the deployer that going to launch the satellite. So satellite will be placed inside this deployer. You can see here, we have a few type of satellite. So Pocket Cube size is a modular size. One modular size is 5 × 5 × 5 cm. We call that 1P size. It can be another 2 units. We can say 2P. So here, the green one is 1P. The black one is 3P, 3 unit of satellite together, and also run the mission and launch to the orbit and run the missions. And from the deployer also, actually, when we're going to launch the orbit, this is extra for you to know how actually we're going to launch the satellite. So we have this deployer, a few deployer. will be placed on this the platform we call that space tug, and this space tug will be attached to the rocket here. And from the rocket, you can see this is example where the space tug is already on the rocket side, and we can release when it reaches orbit, it can release, and this platform, the space tug, can bring our satellite to the orbit, the designated orbit that we want. So this is how we're going to launch the satellite. And then we have to see on the building the product and services. For Space Iium, it takes some time to have this cycle of manufacturing, but we managed to reduce the cycle of manufacturing less than 2 years. Normally satellite like CubeSat and others, it need 2 or more years to complete for the development. But for our Pocket Cube, we can go for less than 1 year. From 6 months, we can start on the satellite design. And also we have to do on the frequency coordinations. We need to apply for the frequency coordination from the International Telecommunication Union, and it can take 6 to 1 year. This is very, very hassle, but it's a must for all satellite to have this frequency coordination. Other than satellite design, we have to look on the frequency coordination, and of course, we need to test our satellite and going to launch that. So this timeline for the satellite design is also part on the operationals that we have to look for. And when we present our product to investor, we also present how long actually we can produce this satellite. This is different industry as compared to others. Maybe if you want to have some products coming from factory, it can take only a day. But for the satellite, it will take you nearly a year to have one product and launch and start to commercials. So when this happen, for me, my challenge is how I can educate the investor on the space technology itself, how long we can get ROI from there. And this is really, really need very passion for you to what we can say that to explain to the investor, because I got lots of questions from investor. They are scared to put the money to us because it take long time to get back their money. But this is the ROI may be quite long, but I can say that it's worth to put the money, because after you start on the commercializations, you can get more and more revenue from there. But the most important here for me, my challenge is I need to also educate on the investor side, so that they really know how this space industry going on. And I share you a bit on our product on satellite IoT. We are trying to solve problems on this connectivity of the devices at the remote area. So this is very important too. When you become a businessman, you become an entrepreneur, you are actually solving a problem, and you solve the real problem. This is where actually maybe some of the researchers thinking that, oh, I make this, I can solve this, but it's not really demand. There's not really a demand from the market for that. So when you come up with a product, you have to make sure that your product is really, really solve the real problem. For me, we are solving problem on the connectivity of the IoT devices at the remote area itself. And we also do a market survey, and we found that some of the users already use satellite, but the cost for the satellite is quite expensive. This is due to some of the satellite, they use the geostationary satellite, which is like 37,000 kilometers from the ground. And the cost is also expensive to putting satellite to very high orbit there. So we use something that can reduce the cost of the satellite. So that's important on solving this problem on the high cost satellite solutions. And there's another thing that we are trying to solve is on the regulation side. So there is a few companies that providing satellite IoT, but they're not using the same frequency that can be used locally in Malaysia. Because of that, they can't use, the user or the customer can't really use that kind of services. So we need to have alternative. So for us, we know the market of Malaysia and also Asian. That's the reason why we think that, oh, we can go for on the regulation side. You can use our frequency because it's actually we apply for the licensing and also coordination with the frequency that's suitable for this region or for this Asian or for this Malaysian market. So this is three problems that we address for our Pocket Q. And we give a solution, of course, for the satellite at low Earth orbit. And people keep asking whether this is same like Starlink. No, this is not Starlink. We are not providing internet connect the machine to machine. We give connectivity machine to machine, meaning that the IoT devices itself connect directly to our satellite, and from there we can transfer all the data and we transfer back to the ground stations. And we have our own data center where all the data we push to the cloud, and user can access easily all the data through the cloud. So for the cloud, we are working with AWS. We nearly finished on that project with AWS. So then once the ground station completed and we're going to launch the satellite, we're going to have this demonstration that from the ground, from the sensors, send all the data to the satellite, to the ground station, and to the cloud. So this is the solution that we bring. And this is the one that actually for the customer is really looking for. And we also have the key technology here. We're focusing on our Pocket Cube. This is the second one, the commercial Pocket Cube. The first one the one that you saw before. And we have this small satellite. We have this also terminal IoT. We're working with UITM together to have this small, low power and ease to use of this. We call that modem, which is connect the IoT sensors to the satellite. So we need this to be plugged in so that we can communicate to the satellite. And of course, on the management platform. So this is some of the picture that we took during the test. We work together with Malaysia Space Agency to test our satellite. We are the first real satellite actually testing with AIT facilities in MISA. AIT meaning assembly, integration, and testing. And the facilities already there like more than 10 years, but they never test any for the real satellite. So we are the first one actually test our own satellite inside this thermal vacuum chamber. And this is for the vibration test. We are going to launch our satellite with SpaceX. So there are a few requirements from the SpaceX we need to fulfill on the frequency side, on the vibration side, so that it's not harming any other satellite that go together to launch during this coming launching in November. Okay, that's on the development of the product. But how about the team itself? So this is very, very crucial for the startup to have your team, because you're going to make your products and also to sell your products. So you need people to do that. So in building the team and also in building the skill for your team is very important. And at early stage, this company is founded with the postgraduate students. So you can see a few postgraduate. They are actually these three founded Space In first. Then I come in helping them, and then they pass everything to me to work on this Space In. And you have to work together with that. And we start with only one employee in 2020, and now we have more. And the most important is how actually you give a training to them, because some of them This is the team now. Still fresh graduate. You can see that all young engineer here, and this is the admin staff here. And we have to balance between giving them a skill and training, at the same time asking them to do more. And I'm getting help from other lecturers also to share with my team how to develop the certain products and give a skill from there. And at the same time, we at Space In looking on all the opportunity that agency in Malaysia giving us to give some of training or skills to our workers. So you have to, I think what is the most important as a founder and also management to the company, you need to look on which area each of the staff are looking to polish up. And also then we look on the free training if available. This is what we are doing, because I think lots of agency give some funding for companies to have this kind of training to the staff. So you have to look all this opportunity. We know that we don't really have a lots of money, but there is lots of opportunity out there. So need to be proactive to look which one is suitable for the staff, and you can send your staff to have this kind of training. So I'm for the space satellite, or for the satellite development, is quite difficult to get the training for them, but I managed to get training from my networking from Nepal. They actually also an expert in building pocket cube, so they give a training to our engineers, at least 2 times of training, and from there they can start doing their own satellite. So this is the team. You can see that we have a mechanical ground station, computer communication engineer, we have software engineer, we need a procurement executive, and also this lady doing also on the frequency coordinations. And also we need a marketing. Is very important because we are already in the 2nd year, 3rd year now, nearly 3rd year now. So we need to start having our own customer to serve. And marketing is very important, and also an admin side, doing all the financial things. So this is the team that helped me for Space In. And in terms of funding, people also asking about funding. I can say that this is irony, because during my time as a researcher, when I'm trying to get funding to build a satellite, I couldn't get any at all. But once I'm starting Space In, in 1 year, I got Superb Teraju, I got Cradle, I won MDEC Idea Kita, and got investment from there. And also I got 10,000 from the My Hackathon. So if you think that you can't really get any funding as a researcher, there's another way. So for me, maybe this is the way for me to get funding to make my own satellite and to commercialize from there. And we also actually having already one of the VC already agreed for us for the investment, just waiting for us to launch our satellite this November, and the money will come in hopefully around 1 million USD to start on our next commercializations. So the opportunity is out there, go for that. And this is need very proactive action from the founder itself to look on the opportunity to get the funding. And of course, my time now is actually more on searching money for the company. At the same time, I'm also still teaching at University of South Malaysia, so I need to balance my work between that two. That's a very challenging for me. But of course, if you have a team, this will help you lots in managing or running the business. So for the current progress, if you see there, we already sent our satellite for the deployer, and this is going to be launched in November, hopefully 1st November 2023. We use SpaceX to launch that. At the same time, we already start our 2nd satellite. This is commercial satellite. and we hope that we can launch in Q4 next year. So to fulfill this requirement to launch the next year's the Q4 next year, the most important is on the funding and also investment need to come in. So this is what I'm doing now, looking for the funding and also make sure that the development of the satellite still on the schedule so that we can catch Q4 launch next year. So people ask, how does this spin-off contribute to USM? Of course, why USM having spin-off? Because certain KPI can be hit from this spin-off company. First, on the product commercializations, of course, the IP licensing agreement unit from there, and also you know that this is 20,000 product commercialization can be part of that, and also it can be consultations, which is a company can appoint consultant from USM. You get money from funding of your own investment from the investors. Then from that money, if you think that you need some consultations from the expert in university, you can actually hire for the consultation. This helping other lecturers also to getting a KPI point on the consultation. This is where I see that we at Space In can help. And also it's easy for us to get industrial grant. So we can, the spin-off company can be partner with other researcher in the university. Together, normally for the industrial grant, there is a part where you actually can give some money for the consultation, for example, or you can give to build some part of the development for the product. Company get the industrial grant and share together with university. This is another approach that Space In actually looking for. And also industrial support, of course, for lecturer who want to have industrial experience, they can work together with us. And also we provide internships. We also have our own facilities that can be shared together. Our ground station, we make a ground station, and this ground station will be used for learning and teaching also. We're going to give this ground station to USM to be used, to use that. And we're going to build another ground station for the commercializations. And also, of course, on the jobs, we have at least 3 students from USM finish their study and working with us. So this is kind of a job opportunity for the student. And the other things, the next that I'm going to do, of course, on having a master student to work with us, meaning that we're going to give some sort of scholarship for the student to do the master, but at the same time doing the work together with Space In. So this is the things that I think we can contribute to the university. And also, of course, in terms of KPI and other things, this is part of what we can give back to university, because they also help us in to grow our company for Space In. If you see here that for the CanSat Kids for Education, we have a few IP and grant, and for the product commercialization last year is already more than 20,000, so it can be captured for this product commercializations. And also maybe the next year we start to pay for the technology licensing. So paying for your technology licensing also for the university can get KPI from there. So I think this is the last slide, the lesson learned for me in having this company. The product development, yes, it take a long time for the output, but it can give a significant marks for the KPI, of course, but you need to ensure it has grant, it's a high IP, and also it has a market or buyer for the products. Otherwise, it's mean nothing. And for the spin-off, to speed up the commercializations, this is one of the way you can go for having a spin-off company. But having a company, it needs more commitments. I can say that. I can see that some of lecturer having the spin-off just for the KPI. just for this and that. But you have to bear in mind, once you have company, you have a staff, you have a very huge responsibility to ensure that the business is sustained, because you started giving salary to the people. People start depending on your company. So the more commitment you have to put on the company itself, make sure that the company can grow and can sustain this business. This is very, very important. And business is not for those who I think you need very, very high commitment. Business is something that need you to it seems like you are, as a researcher, you have something that you're really looking for like 10 years. So business also needs some kind of that commitment to make sure everything is in place and to make sure it's not failed. Because people are already depending on you when you start having this business. And emerging technology like satellite, for me, I can see that it's need more works for commercialization, especially depends on the industry. In Malaysia, space industry is still in fancy, so meaning that I have to work more to make sure that it can be accepted for the market. And you can either if you have a product, you can either go for spin-off. If you can't really put a full commitment on that, you can have your industry partner to do that for you. So you have an option. But for me, because I know my territory on this industry, space industry, other than other people, so I'm thinking that I have to go my own company for this. But some of the lecturers also have this business partner, industry partner that know more about the market. So work together with them. So you can be like, maybe you can just be like CTO, or maybe can just push this IP to them. They pay you for the IP and grow for the product for you. And also, to work with industry, you need a speed. This is where when I start talking to a lecturer to be a consultant to my company, I have to remind them that we have a certain schedule that we need to fulfill, because a certain schedule, meaning that certain milestone need to be hit. Why we need to hit the milestone? This is related on the investment side, because you need to deliver certain product at certain milestones so that the money for investment can come in. So work with industry, need a speed, and make sure that you get the right partner to do with you. And also slow progress, meaning you burn more money. And the other one, the last one is you need to have a commercial mindset, of course, entrepreneur mindset, which is your product is to solve the real problem. So I think that's all from me. Maybe not so many things that can I share with you, but the most important now is, if you want to become entrepreneurs, you have to put your commitment, you have to be ready, and you need to get help from others to make sure that your business will be sustained, your business can grow, and also can benefit others. I think that's all.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rmc. This is a very an opening, apa nama kita kata, for me, because we have like lots of researchers was even me myself, when I first joined IIUM in 2017, I was asking, what is spin-off, what is startups, where do I start? Is it something that is very important for me? How do I balance myself with what I call my family, my research, my students, and many others? So I think you have covered quite a lot, but before I give you, I have list of questions. Just before that, I would like to open for the audience if you have any questions to ask to Dr. Rmc. So you just unmute yourself if there is any. Okay, Dr. Rmc, I have like a couple of questions. Number one, I know that you have been very active. We met like few years ago before COVID, and then at that time together with Dr. Wani,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken. And then At that time I know the labs that you have, and then we have had lots of discussion, and then now you have your own spin-off. So I know that being a lecturer is very difficult because we have to manage with many things. We have to do research consultancy. We have to have, not only that, we also sometimes we have management thingy to be done, right? And then for us at this university, I would say that spin-off or startups or commercialization itself, it does not goes into any of the KPI for us to, just in case if you want to get promoted or something like that. So what is the thing that makes you motivated, to do the spin-off, considering that you have to study the business model canvas, and I don't know whether you have a background in business, maybe you have done MBA or something like that before you join, before you embark into the spin-off. Can you share with us what is your motivation, Doctor?
I don't have any MBA. You know that my motivation is more on my student. I got this question from my student almost every year before I have this space in. They ask me, Doctor, where can I work in space industry in Malaysia? And we have none during that time. So and who else can do this? Yeah, you can't ask people to, okay, you open company for my students so my student can work, or you can do yourself. So I'm thinking that it started from you yourself. So that's the reason why I have this company. That's my motivation at the beginning. But then when I see lots of things can be done using this company. I mean, I start having more networking. I can push government on the certain things because I'm actually contributing something on the economy side, and government look more on that. So I leverage this as a part of my motivation to contribute more to countries and also to university itself. But the most important here sebenarnya, actually, I get very strong support from dean, from the management of the school. And this is very important. We know that we are so busy with the company. So how about your teaching load? How about your research and others? So you need some of negotiation with the management, and management have to look what the thing that you can contribute back if you have this spin-off. For me, because it's tied up with my products, which is coming from the grants, so we can still get KPI from there. So I can contribute back in terms of the product commercialization for the KPI for my own department. And
Okay.
then you have to see you need to balance. It's not all about for you. You need to look where actually you can contribute back to university, and you have to convince the management that I'm doing that not only for me, I'm doing this also for university, and you will get benefit from that.
Okay, Doctor. So I think you're very loyal to SM then. Okay. Another question now, Doctor. You know, you've been working very hard, teaching here and there. I can see in your Facebook, I kind of a stalker juga lah. Look at what you have been doing, traveling overseas and many other places just to get funding for your startups. I don't know how many you secured, how many is not. But the thing is that, out of all these hard works that you have been doing, what are the benefits that you gain from USM?
Benefit from USM?
The benefit that as a lecturer, we other lecturer, they just do teaching, they go for publication, be a speaker here and there, fulfilling what they call the numbers of grants, graduate the students, and then they apply for associate prof, they go for a professor without having even startups. But you do this spin-off, you do these startups and so on, traveling here and there, using your own money for the 80% to start your company. So what does the university give to you? What is the benefit that you get from all these hard works?
It's actually in the long term for me. I can say in the long term. And going here and there pitching actually one of kind of branding for Space In. But when people talk about Space In, I will bring also USM name because it's a spin-off of USM. Normally we will be introduced as Space In, the spin-off company from USM. So USM of course can get benefit in terms of branding. Space In got also the benefit of the branding. And because of this, it get more attention from the right attention, I can say that. People start know that, oh, USM having this company making a satellite. So USM having expertise for making a satellite. And from there, not only community in the academia, but also public knows about this. So this is where actually I think the benefit of what I'm doing now, not only for USM and also for Space In. And public know about this, meaning that people now start saying that, oh, USM having this, USM having Space In making satellite, they can relate that. So space now, our School of Aerospace Engineering, one of the niche given by the KPT is on the satellite technology. This is coming from not only for Space In, maybe for other too, but Space In contribute for that.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor. So the way you answer is not about you yourself, but you are thinking about your team, you know. So sometimes when I look into this question, I just want to see, you know, like I can get, you know, people know me more, but I become famous, something like that, in the field of space. But I can see that the way that you are saying, you are showing yourself that we work in a team. So I want to bring my team. So that is what you are trying to tell us, right? So now Space In is recognized worldwide, even in Malaysia. KPT is also recognizing Space In as part of the what they call the space project. So another question, we have like 15 more minutes. If there is a question by Dr. Amiruddin, could you please share how you manage negative cash flow and the pressure if it happened before?
It's happening.
Okay,
I can say that.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. This is where you are having, you put on your commitment to the business, meaning commitment, anything happen, you have to bear with that. Of course, I put my own money. We do have certain time that we have a negative cash flow. Then we don't really have a funding yet to come. Then I have to put on my money. And you need a good co-founder too. You're not the only one that will suffer on this. You have a partner that suffering together. I can say not really suffering, but you work together with the partner. So you will think where actually you can get this money from. And at the same time, because we are very early stage startup, we have advisor coming from the VC itself, which is whenever we have a problem on, especially on the cash flow, we sit together and we discuss where we should get the money from. And yes, of course, VC, my VC also lent some money before this to make us to go to develop this satellite, to not stop the developing the satellite. And if it's happening again, because now you have to plan actually for the funding, because you know that you not generate any income yet from this Pocket Cube. So you have to really plan when to get the funding, when actually the money comes in. But sometimes the planning is not according to what you have planned, so that you need another people to help you for cash flow and other things. And to manage the stress, of course, the stress is there. But if you just stress, it's nothing you can't do anything. So if you just stress, so stress, share it with others, the problem, especially on the advisory board and also with your directors. And from there, look what the action plan from there. So for us, we having very short runway now. So we have to think what we should do. And now what we are, one of the things that we will plan to do, we already have one customer. So this is time where you start to charge your customer and get the money so that you can have your cash flow back normal. So handling a stress, yes, of course you're going to have a stress, but not be alone handling this stress. Handle together with your team, so that this can be done something. Because if only you bear all these kind of things, of course, sometimes you become dysfunctional. But if you have another person to help you, you have another idea, and you can move forward from there.
Okay, Dr. Norimi. So we have two more questions before we end our session. So number one, Doctor, so just now you mentioned that this company is initiated by your postgraduate students. There are two postgraduate students. So I was the question is how these students, we have postgraduate students. Definitely many of us are having our own postgraduate students. So how do we start? How do we if we have the students, postgraduate students also have this kind of thinking that they want to bring the project further. So where should they start, and how we as the lecturer can support them, and eventually to have our own startup or spin-off?
Normally when a student comes to you, the first thing that they want is on the capital itself. Of course, they are student. If they already have a capital, that's good. If they don't have capital, you need to be one of them. I mean, for the case of Space In, when they started, we actually give some capital, but during that time, we yet to be part of the Space In. But then when we go for the Sdn Bhd, then need more capital for that. So that's the reason why I'm taking more share, and they actually get some share also. But I put more capital on that. And we maybe I'm not sure how actually UIA handling on the spin-off, but in USM, we have a spin-off for student and we have spin-off for lecturer. But you also can combine together to have a spin-off. And most of the thing, the high level thing on the management of the company, maybe one of or two postgraduate student will be part of the directors also, have a say on that, and they can get all the benefit in having this company. And for us, because this postgraduate student, I think from 3 that started Space In, only our team actually stay together and become a co-founder for the new Space In. And you have to treat them as a colleague, actually, not as a student, so that you can share together all the burden in building this company.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Rami. So we have more questions here. So Dr. Zuel, I will answer after this. For Dr. Aiman Sulaiman, so Salam, in terms of your investors, do you feel that you have a lot of leeway in deciding the terms of investment? Could you share your experience on issues regarding financial structure?
I can say that because I'm very new also in terms of investment and startup. I normally get my advice from my lawyer friends and also advice from university itself in terms of all the terms of the investment. My first experience is with 1337. They are VC for the early startup. We got the term sheet. What I did is actually I sit together with my lawyer friends and go through all this and discuss together with my friend. So you need help from others so that you are really sure when you sign all these documentations.
Okay. One final question from the one that I received here. Okay, Doctor, based on your experience having this since 2017, if I'm not mistaken, earlier you said you have been developing this during COVID-19. You are registering with the startups, with the spin-off with the USM. So can you share with us what is actually the university should do to support us to have this spin-off of startups? So based on your experience, what do you wish to have if we have it in IUM, for example? So please provide this, please provide that, have like initial grant for, to start with spin-off, something like that. So perhaps that can guide us at IIUM to initiate or to make our researchers, have the opportunity to have their own spin-off startups.
Okay, I think university have to be ready. Maybe when one of the startup really flying off, then getting so big, you need to release them. So before it's come, you need to go to look at the beginning. At the beginning, what university can help. Of course, you can give a seed funding, but for me, in terms of not that really big share. So for us, 20% is so big for us. Coming from University of Science Malaysia, some say that this is good, but some of investor doesn't look. This is not really good one, because you are going to be really being controlled by university, and this means that university should give more flexibility for the company to make decisions. This is so important, because if you see on the share capital, the share caps, or the shareholders, you can see that for us, 80% is owned by me and my co-partners or co-founders. So it's supposed that the decision coming from us, but certain things, because we are still a university lecturer, we have to follow certain regulations, rules. So certain things is really not really flexible for us, but sometimes it can harm on the business dynamic itself. So university need to make sure that all your decisions not harm on the dynamics of the company, in terms of making the decision and other, especially when it comes to investment. Because I know that maybe this is will happen or not. This depends. If the investment coming, maybe you need to get approval maybe from university, and if it takes you like 3 months to have this kind of decisions. But for the business, 3 months is too long for us. We're going to lose certain things if the decisions we can't make very fast decisions. So university need to really look how actually you can help start up or spin off to really excel, to so they can really run the operation without much of interruption from university itself. So this is one of the things that I can see. And of course, university can give more on facility side and other things. And of course, then trying to have training for researchers that become entrepreneurs, so that they know what exactly the things that they're going to face when they have the company.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Remy. That's very insightful for us to know further, or to have some motivation to have a spin-off, and then what the TTO office particularly should help our researchers. Thinking about researchers, me myself also a researcher, to help myself as well, because we at TTO, we are not forever here. So we are creating what I call the opportunity to researchers, which is also us, to ensure that inshallah, hopefully it can give benefits to the universities as well as to all the members of IIUM. So we have there is a would it be okay, Dr. Rumi, if, because we are finishing in 7 minutes, so there will be like some lecturers or some professors or doctors would like to communicate with, to contact you later through email. Okay.
Of course,
okay.
yes.
Yeah, professors, doctors, associate profs, and all the members, if you have any further question, you can directly email to Dr. Norelmi. So she already share with us the email address. I will also share later, or maybe Dr. Norelmi, can you like
I
write down your email so that we can contact you later. Okay, so regarding the question from Prof. Zul, Prof. Zul from CUT, if I'm not mistaken. So, lesson from IIUM Advanced Technologies in Berhad, anything to share? Do we have a form to now register for startups? Okay, so I just joined TTO like 4 weeks ago. So we are currently, I have been, my team is currently working very hard, looking into all the policies that we have to improve the databases, to improve the the guidelines for startups and spin-off. So inshallah, on the 21st of this month, we are having a meeting to have a clear guidelines, okay, before we can bring it into the URC, because it is under the guidelines, and then upon approval, if there is an approval, then we will communicate and we will deliberate it and then distribute to all the members. Because me myself as a researcher, when I joined IIUM, I was thinking about the startup and spin-off, and not only that, to see how the industry can be part of us to fly further. And other than that, maybe we will discuss in more details. Dr. Zul and all the members who are joining us today, we have about 80 participants. Here at the TTO office, me, myself, I am a researcher just like you are. We at the TTO, I am open for comments. I am open for all the critics, because that is how we develop, because we are very new. So this is the first month of, I would say, the third month of the TTO. So we have to develop, we have to have as much as possible, suggestion, complaints, recommendation, comments from all the members of IIUM, and we will gather all this and we will fly further together, inshallah. So Dr. Zul and professors and all the members, give us as much as possible comments and suggestion and thoughts, so that we can make sure that what we have been, confused for the past many years, so we can try to establish it as soon as possible, inshallah. By the help and the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, everything will be smooth. Hopefully make lots of dua to ensure the success of this project. So Dr. Nurulmi, thank you very much for being with us. And all the members of IIUM who are participating, and also thanks to the organizing committee of the Tech Talk committee, library, RMC, as well as the TTO office, the RMC Kuantan, for this fruitful session. So inshallah, if there is no if there is any chance for us to do this again after we receive maybe perhaps your your feedback survey, how to improve, then we will plan for the next talk on the Tech Talk. Maybe we are going to invite other researchers from other field, maybe from legal perspective, from Kuliah of IRK, for example. So with that, inshallah, we end our discussion with the recitation of Tasbih Kafarah and Suratul Asr. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika, asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. جمعة مباركة. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam, Dokter. Thank you, Dokter.
Assalamualaikum, Dr. Noimi.
Hi.
Afah here. Thank you so much. I am with TTO now with Dr. Hafiz.
Oh,
Thank you so much. Nanti I WhatsApp you lah.
all right. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. This week, sorry, this month, sorry. Thank you so much for your time. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Thank you, Dokter.